Hello, welcome everyone to VIA's Social Impact Leadership Accelerator Speaker Series. We are very excited to have Team Mandalay speaking with us today. Team Mandalay is a group of social changemakers that seek to provide outdoor educational experiences in Myanmar. My name is Laura, and my co-coordinator is Hannah. If Hannah, you want to say hello?
Hello.
We have had the pleasure of working with Team Mandalay for the last 6 months as they developed their experiential learning program. So we're very excited to welcome Nguyen Nguyen, Shine, and Sign Mar Lar. Today we will have a presentation by the team where they will discuss their program at length, and then afterwards there will be an opportunity for Q&A, which will be facilitated by our own Hannah. So for any questions that you have and you would like to ask the team, please hold on to them for after the presentation. And so with that being said, we would love to bring on Nguyen Nguyen, Shine, and Sign Mar Lar.
Good morning and good evening, everyone. So we are Team Mandalay. My name is Seimala. I'm the participant of the Social Impact Accelerator program, and I also participated ESI program in 2016. Currently, I'm working as a trainee and development officer at a microfinance company. And Shine, would you like to introduce?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Many greetings from Myanmar and from Mandalay. I am Shang Wei Tong, and I'm also participating in Social Impact Accelerator program. And this is my first time to be part of VR teams, VR community, and I work as a program manager in Pounder U pre-college program in Mandalay. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. And then
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to see you all. My name is Cole Lunley, and I'm also one of the participants of Social Impact Accelerator, and that is my first experience joining VIA team. My main job is tour guide in Myanmar, but during the pandemic time, I'm working as a digital marketing officer, and I have got diploma degree in tourism management. Thank you.
So before we joined Social Impact Accelerator program, we three had ideas, which is we would like to transform government school lessons in history and geography subject into the outdoor learning through programs. But this is the only idea that we have when we had nothing more. It is very rough. The idea was inspired by my personal experience story. Like in middle school, we have to study about Bagan, the ancient city of Myanmar. At that time, as you know, as you may see in the first picture, nothing interesting because to learn this lesson, our teacher read out a sentence and then we have to repeat after her for several times until we could memorize the names of the pagodas and how big is it and who built those pagoda and when they were built. I never felt for that lesson. I never felt like again it was a beautiful city. I just felt like it is tiring to try to memorize all the facts. But around 2010, after high school, during the high school, I had a chance to visit Bagan, where that is the first time I saw the amazing pagodas, and when my teacher explained detail about each pagoda, it was interesting story, and I felt like how amazing Bagan was. And then this experience seeing like how I learned like the 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 same lesson in different way, which one is affected. So it is definitely when we travel the place, like we learn more, and when we see it, like we get more interested in it. So this is just my story, but it's not the only it's not I'm not the only person who experienced like the kinds of story. I'm sure the other young people like me will also have the same like experience because of our education system. So let me explain a little bit about our education system, which is like teaching method is like repeating after and memorizing all the facts. This is called like rote learning. And exam system, for exam system, you have to like memorize all the text and then transform into the exam paper exactly the same that when we were young. That as an outcome was like, you know, we were very tired, exhausted, and kind or like waste of time as we cannot see the like the usefulness in our daily life. But if you would like to know more about like how our education system is running, that is, the proven in our education, you can see like different website and just search Myanmar education system, and then you will find out the education system in more detail. Yeah, but our government noticed that our curriculum needs to be revised. Like we have to find out the needs of today's society and like making sure like young people getting curiosity for the to learn about natural environment and also like history, so that they can connect to their daily life and trying to use those resources in a useful way. So our government is also trying to like reform the education system. First, like we have like have the we had already introduced national education reform programs where like teachers were trained and like new curriculums and were developed, and also like the government give more license to the public school, and then more we can see like more international schools, but we haven't seen any like mm, the program like us, because most of the changes based on the classroom uh, activity, stay on the classroom activity. What we would like to do is like uh, learning from the like our own experience, like trying to the trip to the like physical environmental land side or the historical landmarks. So this is why during 6 months joining in Social Impact Accelerator program, we develop our very draft idea into the like a program framework. Like in the first go, we got found a team, like seeing different teams, member strengths, and we had a great team. And then like more detail, we could find out what our the problems, the like out of the program statement, and who are the stakeholder in our program. Moreover, we did learn deeper on the issue, like conducting empathy interviews and like impact gap analyze by doing. Not only that, like we develop the program in detail, like finding different strategies and the expected outcome, what are and how to measure is kind of like that. So now today, we would like to present what we have done, how we have developed the program in detail. So my friend Shine will continue to explain about our program.
Yes. This is our education tool program visions and missions. Like for our education tool program, like we have developed a vision to create an eco-friendly social enterprise that cultivates values on culture and natural environment through outdoor education. Uh, for the missions, like we would like to create an inspiring learning space for youngster, and we would like to promote the community by providing memorable education trips. And we also encourage people in community to take responsibility on sustainability. These are our missions. And next slide. Yeah. So this is like impact and outcome that we foresee for our educational tool program. So as an impact, like we hope our participant to aware of like environmental and cultural sustainabilities and utilize the historic artworks and natural environment in their society by thinking critically from an environmental preservation perspective after their trip to culture and natural landmarks. And for outcomes, like we expect that like by the end of our program, like young people in Myanmar, they are able to show more interest in learning sorry, historical places and artwork in history subject, uh, and the physical environments in geography. And we also expect to see their understanding of like connection between their daily life and the natural or cultural environment. Then we hope that like they will value and have understanding on the importance of the natural world and Asian artworks, and do some good practice like involving in environmental conservation activities. And like finally, they will have the sense to be able to identify the activities, their daily activity, which are benefit or damage to the environment, so that they will become responsible travelers. Yeah, next slide. So these are the 4 strategies that we would like to uh, uh, cover for our education tool programs. The first strategy is that we are going to stimulate our participant curiosity on natural world. For that, like we will do activity like travel role plays and discussion section on general knowledge and interesting facts about most exciting landmark, things like this. And for second one, like we will enhance participant understanding of the natural environment. Uh, uh, for example, like we will create learning opportunity for our participant, how our ecosystem is like interdependent, and why the existing of harmonious ecosystem is vital, and how it is so important for all of us to preserve it. And the third strategy is aiming to build participants' appreciation of history and geography subject by creating outdoor education opportunity for the subject-related places, like again, as Seimala already mentioned, something like this. For the last strategy, we will try to promote participant ability to reflect on connection to daily life by writing like trip reflection journals and share their thoughts on social media, and so on. That we are These are our strategy that we are going to implement during our education tool programs. And the last one is like, this is kind of like how we are going to make a trip design, kind of like. So before for education trip, like ideally we do some kind of like catching participants interest and stimulate their curiosity. So before departure, like we will do some pre-assessment games and knowledge context and attitude quiz. These can catch participant interest and stimulate curiosity of the participants. And during the trip, like there will be like self-exploring opportunity and explanation from experts. And we also provide like some visual material for them, which they can learn effectively. And after the trip, like there will be like a kind of reflection journal and like friend assessment game to recognize or to learn more effective way, and they can also make reflect themselves and how it can like we also wish them like this trip is like making them as a memorable trip for them. Yeah. For next, like my friend Lorraine will explain.
Hello, everyone. I would like to share. I would like to share about our program SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So, as our strength and weakness, so we, as we all join tourism assistant project, and also I'm a tour guide in Myanmar. We have a strong connection with tour agent, tour expert, and car rental, and so on. And also our previous career background is education. Right now, Shai is also working in education and youth community as a program manager. So we have a network in education institution and youth community. That is our networking strength. And as the primary resource, we have history and geography teachers. And three of us also good interpersonal skills. And of course, we have a lot of support and suggestion from VIA team, how to initiate our program. So thanks to VIA team and our coordinator. So as a weakness, we might have lack of experience to run this program because it is our first time to run our own business on our own. Right now, we are currently employed in different companies, so we don't have much time to initiate our program yet. So, and we need funding to start up our program. And from the point of parents, it might be extra cost for parents. And next is opportunities and threats. So even though that kind of program is familiar in Europe country, it can be a part of education reform in Myanmar. So right now, the government is also planning to promote environmental and cultural sustainability. So our program can be a part of it. And most of the young people, they are willing to travel. So it can be high demand among the youth. So as the threat, nowadays, most of the youth, they do learning from online platform and digital course. So it can be a threat for us. And tourism is very sensitive one, very sensitive. So it can be affected by the global pandemic like COVID-19. In our country is very developing country, and we have different ethnic groups. So sometimes there will be a conflict between military and ethnic groups. At the time, there will be less of traveling. So political situations is also one of the threat for our program. So that is all about our SWOT analysis, our program SWOT analysis. In the next slide, I want you to discuss following the question in the breakout room. So question number 1, what was your most enjoyable history and geography lesson in school and why? And question number 2 is how the two subjects are benefit to your daily life. So right now, we will divide a breakout room for you, and you can discuss those 2 questions with your group. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from the main room. So thank you very much for your discussion. So who would like to share your discussion from the breakout room?
Memories
Please feel
bring
free to
back
share.
high school memories.
Yes.
So for me, I told to my group that I don't have any memory related to the history, but I like to study geography because I can see the mountain and I can imagine how much I value the environment and I love the mountain finally, something like that. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I can get.
that's cool. Yeah, thank you for your sharing.
Okay. So for our group, we were four in a group, Lina and Aki, Shuyi, and me. So so we go back to our childhood life, and then three of us like uh, mostly we don't have fun with histories or geography because it's well like memorizing the facts and the numbers, and the mostly on legendary heroes that are very not relevant to our daily life. So for us, so what? So they are heroes. So what do we have to care? They are heroes. So they are not out. So that's so that for
Yeah.
me also it was so boring to learn histories, and also geography is also mostly on the facts, memorizing on the facts. So it was not really fun or interesting to learn back in our time of life. But exceptionally, as Shui, so she mentioned that yeah, she have a very good teacher, so who will like use like some good techniques in teaching. So she said that she was fun and one learning histories, especially in grade 8. So she still remember some of the scenarios or the learning experience in her grade 8. Um, and we were not able to discuss that much how histories and geographies are relevant in our daily life and how they are useful. Back Lina gave a very good experience that in her, I think, university, she learned about the food industries, and also she knows the importance of food and what she intake in her daily life. So she knows harm foods are very important in daily life. It's just not just we are eating the food just for the health, but she can also see that the relations between the geography and the food that what she's taking. So yeah, so these are very relevant if we can think in that way for in our daily life.
Okay. Uh, is there anyone left that you would like to share what you have discussed in the room? So if there is no one left, I would like to thank for the discussions, and also like from that we can see that like Lena have like great experience, like see the importance of histories and the geography in our daily life. But like for us, that we see like it is not really relevant for our daily life. So yeah, looking that discussion, and we have to find out what is like missing in our education system and make it like, more like meaningful and useful curriculum. So thanks a lot. So for the Q&A session, Hannah will continue. Will lead the session.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm going to start you guys off with a question, and then after that, anybody who wants to ask a question can ask directly. Unless for some reason you can't, then you can message me the question and I'll ask the group. So my first question for you all, though, is what will be your next step?
The next step will be like gathering all the history and geography books from our school lessons, and then like grouping. It's working on curriculum will be.
Shine or Lumen, do you want to add anything, or shall we invite more questions?
Yes, the next step is also planning yet, but because we haven't initiated yet, so we have a strong planning, strong plan to continue and to initiate our program. So we will collect the school curriculum, and then we will find the geography and history teacher and tour experts, like to collaborate with the lesson and tour program.
Yeah, we will also look for the like similar tool agency or tool programs that have been running like education and tool in other country. We'll make some research or some reading. Yeah, so that it will be helpful for us if when we are trying to run a similar program in Myanmar with a local context.
We will all have to follow you closely to keep up with all of your progress. Okay. Izimon, did you want to ask a question?
Oh, yes. I think you saw me yawning. Just kidding. Okay, so I think I saw from your SWOT analysis that you mentioned that in your trap that there are some conflicts happening. And also because of the COVID. So I just wonder if your target areas also includes those conflict areas around Myanmar. So do you have any places that in mind that you have already think which places? So because Myanmar, so
Yep.
there's so many places to go, right? So I just
Yep.
wonder if what's your plan for that?
Yes, we are planning to for the history lesson. We are planning to do a trip to Bagan and also Mrau. Mrau is also one of the western bank of the Myanmar country. So in that place right now there is a conflict. So we cannot plan it yet to do a trip at that area. So we just plan to Bagan area is also a kind of our threat. And also the next one is for the geography lesson. We are also planning to do a trip to northern part of Myanmar. So like Kachin State. So right now it is a little bit difficult to travel to that place because of the political situation and transportation. That's why we include that threat political situation.
Yeah, thank you. And I also have one more
Thank you
question,
for your question.
but I will
Yes.
ask later if I will give it to other participants if they might have questions.
Okay. Thank you for your question.
Go ahead, Kasuso.
Yeah, so thanks very much for your presentation. I really enjoyed how you brought all your ideas together, and it was really easy to understand and see what you're trying to do. And in the breakout room, I was also sharing how my history class in Japan was very boring, and I did very poorly on exams, especially for world history. But if there was a class like what you're proposing, I think that's something that not only students will enjoy, but also kind of really be able to appreciate and make connections to daily lives and so on. So I really kind of like what you're doing. And in the SWOT analysis, you said one of the opportunities may be to have your curriculum be part of the education reform and students being able to critically think and so forth. But sometimes I feel like teachers or schools or government may be initially resistant to these types of curriculum because it's hard to assess, like how do you grade students. It's not like easy to put scores on. So if you had to kind of talk to teachers or schools or governments, what do you think is a good approach? What would it take for them to maybe adopt your type of curriculum?
Yeah, it was a very, very good question. That
you for the question. It was like a good question. So and the question that we have to like find the solution in detail, not just right now. The of course like we have to uh kind of we have to have like assessment plans like as in Shine's session explains, there will be like of course pre-assessment before they join the trip, and after the trip, and kind of it will be like fun assessment, but we still can like the measurement that we can see the knowledge level and how the attitude level on the environment, and also like history, historical places, to collect all those data and then like analyze and trying to let other people see it via like social media, so kind of what is how the we have the how the result is like received so far from during the program, kind of raising awareness from the social media again. But it's just like one idea. We have to find out more solutions to convince, especially the parents. They have to pay for their students more. So
That's another challenge too.
yeah.
Um,
We have plenty of time, so Izuma or Shreyu, whichever one of you would like to ask, go right ahead.
For me, what I want to know is that you're going to take the students away from the classroom, right? So like in your program, you will only be, in your curriculum, it will only be like on the trip, and then the student, they have to follow with you. And like how many participants are you going to take for a batch or something?
It is not like just like a program or sorry, like one batch, first batch, second batch. It's not like that. It's kind of like open business. There will be like different kind of packages. The first one, and maybe like directly with the collaboration with the like class teachers, like the whole class, maybe like going to the like trip, or like sometimes it can be like individual participant from different like school, and then we just make it a group of 5 people or like 6 people go together, kind of like that.
Yeah. So like in the middle school, we might have about like 4 to 5 grade in a middle school. So like, will you have different curriculum for different ages of students?
Not different. The level will be kind of level.
The level will be
It's
different.
not like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. It's not like that. Maybe like maybe adult level and very for the like kids, kind of range or level, not specific level.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Izuma, would you like to ask your question?
Yeah, my question is pretty similar to what she asked, but now I will ask one more questions, because it's based on your SWOT analysis also, and actually I like the way you brought up the ideas and also educations and the learning, experiential learning. So I think it's really interesting. But you also mentioned that you will be the first program. So I just want to know, many of us don't really know, or especially your target group, they don't really know much about this. So how were you brought up, or how you gonna promote this program to the audience? So because this is very new to everyone, so that how would you gonna promote to get your target numbers, or I don't know. So
Yeah, for the first time, like we plan to start initiating with the um, kind of like private schools and international school, because like they have like they don't need to worry much about financial things, and like the school also they have like so far what we know is like they also have like some outdoor activity that they organize by themselves just with their students. uh, Even they make a trip to like a foreign country, maybe like other country around Southeast Asia, things like this. So we have found that like they also make they also organize like outdoor education, and but like we will give a bit more service so that they will be able to see and there will be less workloads for them. We will start initiate from uh, private and international schools, and then like if after that like we will start to uh, uh, like kind of like there will be like some cooperation with like government school and like monastic school, which there may be like some financial, you know, needed things like this. So it will be very challenging to get like targeted group as big as the whole from the whole country, but like we will start initiating from private school and international school first. If we can, if the people, if the public like see the result and really affected, they will get attention from them. Yeah.
Can I ask questions based on your answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to ask Shy. So I like your answer. And then, like in our country, especially the private schools and the international school, they have also such kinds of trip at their schools. And I would like to know how well you approach to the private schools and the international school. What is your strategy to approach to that school to collaborate with?
Yes. The main thing is like they are using like different curriculum, especially like international school. Like they are using sometimes they directly use the curriculum from United States or the other European country or something. So or maybe Singapore. Uh, this is like a big different. Some students, no, not some, like most of the students are taking extra class, like kind of tuitions for studying, you know, uh, the lesson from the government's textbooks. So the point is that like they still care about like the student and the parents. They still care about like studying and catching up the lesson from the government school. So this can be a one opportunity for us. Like if we can help from the geography and history part with the outdoor education, maybe like that our assumption, which is like the parents maybe like they will directly contact to us, or if we start going for like kind of like try to uh, initiate to the school, so that can be, you know, very effective for us and for them too. Like they can also uh, see we can do as a we can give a service as a professional to them. Yeah. So the main thing is like we can give a full and like full service for the tool program, and it can be like a different from different activity will be included. And normally they don't really do activities, or they just like go and travel around and then eat and then they come back. That's their usual way. Yeah.
Thanks. If I have a chance, I would like to know the activity because I would like to join.
Okay.
May I ask one?
only.
Go ahead, Pastor.
So if I remember correctly, I think all three of you or most of you are connected to the Pandao Monastic School.
Yeah.
Shine, you teach there now too, it sounded like. Because of your connections, can you pilot or implement this at Pandao?
Mm, we haven't done something similar, but with my with the program currently I facilitate, we do like we organize a trip to kind of like experiential learning trip, like not the very detailed, but we do implement some of the activity like scavenger hunts and placing our student in the like host family in the for the cultural exchange, things like this, so that like the student can learn like different culture and like they have like kind of like more motivation for study, and they can also see how we are living in the rural place with the limited resources, things like this. So we give an opportunity for our students, our youth participant in my program. So that being said, like we have like small experience, but we will do like more detailed and more systematic way to approach that tool program. Yeah.
So, and also like to add on, like consider question, if we started the pilot program with the Pandao, definitely the very first step that we have to do is like we have to find like funding ourselves and then introduce like kind of like that. As our one is kind of like business, social business. So for 3 or us, will not be able to like directly start the pilot program with like free of charge. So kind of to initiate with Pandao, yeah, funding is very important for us. And also we also applied a program
Small
in
grants.
YC, like small grant. This are kind of connection with this program, but not exactly the same, but similar. It one is focused on the geography, like physical geography, applying from the YC program. So if we win that project, it will be like great kind of promoting, because the strategies in that project is a kind of more promotions. The participant have to make social campaigns after the trip. So
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions. We are running up on time, so I'm going to hand it back to Laura to end the speaker series event for us.
Yeah, so to speak for both Hannah and I, Team Mandalay, it has been such a joy working with you for these last 6 months. You are incredibly kind-hearted and hardworking people, and we're just looking forward to the growth that you'll continue to do as you move forward. Please keep in touch. I know the Accelerator program is ending, but we want to see all the successes you'll encounter. Yeah, and to all the other attendees tonight, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, if you are interested in learning more about the Accelerator, please feel free to visit our website. And if you are interested in perhaps individually contacting Team Mandalay, we will be sharing their contact information in the chat. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you have a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. But yeah, all right. Thanks everyone.